Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17.
And Greyshot151 here.
And we have another TV review for you, something you probably didn't expect from us. But this is one of the two shows that my brother and I are competing with. Mine ended...
Okay, so, just a little backstory. So, my brother and I did a little competition.
Yep.
But currently it's still undecided. There's still one episode left in mine. I won't spoil which up with series.
Really? Just one?
Yeah.
Was it? Oh, there's only... I thought there was 13 episodes.
Nope, 12.
Oh.
I think. Yeah, because that's like One Punch.
Oh, okay.
Any case, there's only 12. Essentially, my series is going to be ending next week.
That is Mob Psycho 100. My
Yes.
show, which just ended over the weekend, was ReZero. And that went on 25 episodes.
Yes.
20 of which I binged in the span of 24 hours.
I did the sensible thing and did it over a week, so...
I had a lot more free time than you.
I have a job.
Before my job, I had a lot more free time.
In any case, so yeah, we're doing a review of a TV series. We haven't done one of these since Stranger Things.
Yeah.
But in any case...
It's hard for a TV show because it's a time investment. And if it's something that, personally, you don't want to watch or I don't want to watch, we're not going to go through 8 hours of content.
Yeah. But in any case, so basically the idea about the show is... But in any case, so this guy basically winds up literally in a split second, just gets teleported, ends up in a freaking new place.
Yeah, it's a fantasy world essentially.
Yeah,
it's not like Sword Art Online because it's not gaming focused or Log Horizon. It's just a fantasy world. He'll do refer to stuff as checkpoints or like the final bosses, but otherwise
he very much has it's not like the guy the dialogue or at least make note the dialogue is kind of how do I say this? It sounds like someone who like if you watch Lord of the Rings and then you got transported into the world. Yeah. It's be like, oh yeah, you're a wizard, or like, yeah, you're like. Essentially, it's like you recognize the plot points, like the redeemable, like the warrior that's being redeemed after, like those kind of stereotypes. He's very much noticing that in this world. He's just like commenting on it, and everyone around him is just like, what? Like, because they're the ones living it. They don't think of it.
But the main reason, again, we're spoilers for the whole thing. But the main reason I like this show is two reasons. One, unlike any other anime.
Okay, before we go anywhere else.
Yes.
General recommendation.
Yes, I would recommend it.
I would say it's not if you don't like anime, it's not going to win you over. Yeah. But if you dabble in it on occasion, like myself, it was a good show. It's not a great one, but it's a good one.
I'll say try out the first 6 episodes. If you don't like it by then, drop it.
Continue, please. Continue.
I think I said 8 for you, but
no,
that's where I was at the time.
You said a lot more than 8 because we had this competition, and it was. I said Mob Psycho 100. Yeah. How many episodes did I tell you to go into when
5?
How many episodes did you tell me before it got good? Tell the audience.
8.
No, it was more than 8.
I said something really amazing happens about double that between episodes 14.
15. You said 15 is when it gets good. 15.
No, okay. Let me explain.
15.
This anime is essentially season 1. This is part of a book series that's that goes on. And essentially, the main hook of this show is the guy is not a protagonist. He sucks. He is out for himself. He thinks of himself as a protagonist.
Well, that's like the basic plot of most shows. I suck at everything. And
Every anime, a main character is like, I'm a badass. I don't know how, but I'm a goddamn badass. Sword Art Online, in all the shows that span off this, Attack on Titan, a lot of stuff. Mikasa has a reason, and Eren Yeager kind of driven, but again, it also it has that repertoire being like, okay. And then there was another show I recommended to you that, after looking back, the second half was terrible because I realized no one died. That was the train one. But essentially, on a lot of shows, they're awesome. No reason why. This guy is like, he comes in like, I'm gonna be awesome. Gets his ass kicked by just 3 normal punks in
basically 3 bandits. Yeah.
3 guys in an alleyway. I'm just like, okay. So what is he gonna contribute? He just has that like, oh, I know what this is kind of personality. But it's hard for him to affect stuff. And when he, again, spoiler, when he dies, he gets sent back to a checkpoint. And that's the main thing. Everything gets reset, so it's kind of like Groundhog Day.
I will admit that was kind of cool. Again, that was probably one of the better points. There are some good things about this show. There are some things I don't like.
Yeah.
First off, I'll start with the good, which was again the interactions were pretty good.
For a 25 episode anime, when they actually had fight scenes, and it was every couple episodes they'd have a decent fight scene, like the knight versus the assassin, the archbishop character. Anytime the guy with the hands.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Then they also had other things like the fight with the whale.
Literally a flying white whale with a guy I literally have. It's as if they were like, guys, guys, we need an epic fight scene with a giant monster.
Yep.
What can we do? And a guy was in the boardroom reading Moby Dick, and he's like, this is my moment.
But actually, there's a twist. You know the guy with the red hair, the first swordsman they meet? Mm-hmm. That's their son.
Really?
And he despises his son. Because his son is the reason why the wife is dead.
Did they say this?
Yes, I caught a line in the anime. I'm like, wait a second, why do you hate this guy? And I went back and like, wait a second, this guy has red hair. The wife had red hair. They mentioned there's no children. Well, there was a child. Like he does have a daughter. But what about the son? Oh, there's the son. Okay. Again, the one problem I have with this, it's very slow world building.
Oh my god, yeah, that's the one. Okay, if we're gonna, can we switch over to negatives now?
Oh yeah, we'll go back.
Okay,
and forth.
I'm loading the shotgun. Okay, first off, holy god, does this series take a slow burn? You literally said get to episode 15.
Okay, I'm gonna count
that. Because of this competition, I did that. I will say the first 4 episodes are engaging enough. After that though, I really could not have cared less.
Yeah.
Until the 15th. Like, literally, some of the characters were not good.
Okay.
But I literally was just like... I was literally...
wow, alright.
I could not... I really disliked a lot of the characters. I disliked a lot of the designs of these characters. The main character himself, I could have sworn they stole him out of Pokemon. Like, the game, when you're creating your own character in the new version, he looks like the guy from Pokemon.
But that's why I like him. He looks like the general protagonist, but he sucks. You hate him. In like some parts you hate him because like, oh god, he's a jackass. But you realize like, well, he's a jackass, but he gets beat up like a majority of this anime. He gets murdered brutally,
Listen, if you beat someone up enough, you feel bad. It's called pity. That's the emotion that you feel.
ReZero. If you like pity, watch now.
No, if you have pity. But no, the show itself is very much oh, how do I say this? Again, some of the designs are just again, it's Japan, so I'm like, okay. So there's that, which But hold on, I'm not done. Okay. I'm not done yet. Right. I have a lot more. All right. And the action sequences themselves some of them work.
Yes.
Some of them are so again, like the whale, which you were like, oh my god, I'm like, what the hell?
It's a giant monster fighting a giant army. I'm like, yes.
I like the assassin made kind of sense because it's like, okay, it's a hired man or hired hand with like magic.
Yeah.
But after that point, literally, there's like a whole point about like this castle, and then there's a whole point about this. There's a reason. There's some plot that makes sense, like why he can't tell anyone.
Oh yeah, that's what I was going to go into.
But
there's a force that is what is causing him to keep reviving himself or like get back to a point. But then also is stopping him by, like, again, stopping his heart if he tries to tell other people.
Also, it's like the whole point. The other thing I hated.
Yeah.
The characters. Some of them are good. Some of them I didn't mind as much. But none of these characters really stood out. And the only one that did get screwed over at the end. Maybe they don't. Maybe she doesn't. But there's literally a character called Rem.
Oh my god.
And literally 10 episodes. They basically set up this character
as the villain. Like she.
Well, no. It's like first few episodes villain. Then they kind of fix that, and it's understandable what she does.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is, again, this is why I dislike this portion because it literally got to the point where, like, I never saw Sword Art Online, but it ran into the thing of the harem thing, which big negative for me.
Yeah.
And as soon as I was like, please don't. Oh,
Sword Art Online.
Literally, she's like. Yeah. Covering her, I'm just like, god damn it.
The four main,
the main girl, I forget her name. I could not care less. I hate her.
Amelia?
I dislike her incredibly.
Amelia.
Her.
Okay.
I don't care. Dislike her immensely. She's like, oh, I'm the only one who marries, and everyone hates me and all that jazz. I don't give a crap.
I
could not care because you literally
Yeah.
are so... It's like there's a major event. What would any sane person do? Option A. What would a not sane person do? Option B. What does a totally insane and wooden person do? Option C. Which one does she choose? Option D. Basically a suicide. I just really want these, like...
No.
The main guy has some rational moments. And
Yeah.
what he does, like, makes sense. When he goes, like, crazy, or, like,
Yeah.
when he gets in, like, some darker moments, it makes sense because he keeps dying. That's not normal.
He
And he
dies,
gets, like,
no one
tortured.
remembers, and it's like...
You're trying to fix it, and
It's like,
can't.
you were friends with me, why are you killing me, sort of moment. And it's like, oh, wow.
So yeah, that's basically it. It has a very, very, very touching ending.
Yes.
I will give it that.
Yes.
But it takes so long to get there with so little payoff and just a rocky road.
Yeah.
It's, again, my note is if you're not a fan, this is not going to win you over. In fact, I guarantee this will make you hate it. But if you're a fan, you're willing to give it a chance. My brother really liked it. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
He liked it. Maybe it's just my notes. Because for me, I like interesting characters
Yes.
more than that. Which is why, again, if we're for Mob Psycho 100, which I think I'm going to win this thing hands down.
We'll see. We shall see. I got some... Anyway, let's move on.
I think I'm going to win that one hands down. In any case, just final verdicts.
Okay, there are some things that we did forget to mention. I did like the OP for any anime mention. I enjoyed it because it's actually... Really?
Nope, I did not.
I like the opening.
Hey, so a question.
Yes.
Which opening have I kept hearing you listen to constantly? I can't remember. Was it this show?
Oh,
or was it the
watching
other
Mob 100, that when I watched it at ReZero, I listened to that thing constantly. I'll go through spurts, if you don't know, where I'll listen to literally the same soundtrack or musical score over and over and over again until I literally just like have it burned into my mind. Ruby's a great example. When I watched Ruby, Divide was something I literally like for 2 weeks straight. Like, I played that when I was driving from one place to another for about 2 hours in a car, that same song, because it's like, I'll go through something in my head where it's like, oh, that would be an awesome action piece, and I'll just keep doing that until it literally just burns. I'm like, alright, I'm done, let's move on to something else. Very few songs that will happen.
You got a little peek into the psyche of my brother. I'm not sure if you wanted that window, but you got it nonetheless.
One thing I will say, okay, so that, and then moving on, I found it was interesting because they literally set up a secondary female character that has more, you like more than the main female protagonist. And actually, I was like, am I the only one? No, a lot of people. That being said, you're right, the maid outfit, I'm just like, okay, why?
Oh, it's not just that. It's many other things in this show.
Yeah.
There's one,
but here's the thing.
Sorceress in the house, which I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Like,
I actually liked her, because she's just like,
yeah, her
she's like
personality's
straight,
fine
like,
enough.
yeah.
But I was just like, God damn it, Japan. God damn it. That's literally how I felt. But
anyway, a few other things.
Okay.
When the cliffhangers. This show does
Okay.
cliffhangers like I've not seen in a lot of TV shows.
I'll give it that. That was one upside.
Again, and it's just like, and before you say, oh, it took episode 15.
Only downside is the cliffhanger would then be anticlimactically resolved literally in the first 1 second, and then it's like, next part. I'm just like, God damn.
Not necessarily.
Most of the time. Some of them it wasn't.
Okay, and there are ending shots where it just has you going like, what the
there's
fuck?
This is a good looking show when it wants to be.
One shot particular that I was like, that is one of my favorite shots of all time in anime, is him holding someone in his arms with this thing in the distance just turns and his head just instantly is chopped off, and the credits go and it's just snowing. And it's just that for about a minute, and it just sits there and it just slowly, I think it pans backward or forward, it does one, and you just see the snow pile on Subaru's head. And it's just like, alright, you got my attention. I'm gonna
It was a
finish
good
this.
shot.
Yeah. But again, I understand why you don't like it. But coming from seeing other tropes, like they go after a lot of the tropes, and they're actually, for example, another one is like, is that guy dead? Should we make sure he's dead? I feel like he's going to come back to life.
The thing is though about this, again,
there's a difference between countering a trope and doing it effectively, like Steins Gate. I know.
No, not Steins Gate. One Punch Man. There's an effort of taking that taking it and going somewhere new with it while at the same time paying homage to it. And then there's also saying very much out loud the trope and then playing it out literally in the same scene. It literally is... you can say it and you can make fun of it all you want, but if you keep running it down the line and you keep doing it without changing anything, it doesn't matter.
But like when they did, like for example, it's like, okay, make sure this person's dead. How the after that effect and how the I guess the what they realize once they defeat that person, I thought was a clever twist because that's something they kept hitting on, like the 10 fingers and stuff like that. I know 10 rings. There you go. You take a Marvel reference. But I thought that was an interesting twist to be like, okay, this person, oh, we thought this would be an easy fight. No, this has just become a lot harder, and especially later on. You're right. I don't like some of the characters. I like some others. Animation's pretty good and can be very good, or a little bit choppy. But I also will say this is one of the very few shows where, like Steins Gate, when they have two people talking, you can get invested. And when they have just the same two people talking for an entire episode, One Punch Man is always broke up. There's always action.
No, One Punch Man is not like the same. I'm not saying it's an example of one element.
Yeah.
There is, even Steins Gate has its flaws.
Yes.
Every show has its flaws.
Yeah.
But I'm making note of certain aspects that this show has.
Yes.
And there are some good parts, like you made note. But all those little elements couldn't break away from this. It's not a bad show, but like,
my problem is
again, the more I watched it, there were some good elements, but I was just getting torn apart watching this.
Again, and I checked out some other anime this season. I think this is probably one of the better, like, anime for this season.
Probably.
Like, in Mob 100, again, we'll go into that a little bit later, when that final episode's up. And then other than this, I can't think of any others that people have been talking about. Again, and some others, I listened to one anime. It's called the Yay Anime, or from the Anime Club from IGN, and some others that they thought were good.
What I usually do is
had worse animation than Dragon Ball. If you guys want
a fantastic podcast, recommend the Co-Optional podcast.
Oh yes,
and
Dodger's anime. Yep.
Dodger, Jesse,
Total Biscuit.
Total Biscuit, yeah. It's Jesse Cox. But yeah, those three usually make note of it on occasion because they're usually sponsored by Crunchyroll or something of that nature. So they usually give their picks, and I usually only go with something that sounds like interesting. Like, again, One Punch is like, oh, it's a parody of the superhero genre. Well, gotta go with that. Erase, it's a crime drama. Gotta go with that. Steins Gate, it's a sci-fi drama. Perfect. For me, action is not, or Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Those are like the better shows or best shows I've seen. But this show has a lot of good elements. Maybe they'll fix it in season 2. Yeah. But again, right now it left me on this note. It can go really far down. It doesn't have too much far to drop actually, but it has a lot. It could do better.
All right. And again, for my recommendation, I really enjoyed this show. And I highly recommend it, but if it doesn't stick with you past the first... again, I would say the first arc. Once they defeat the first major villain, if that doesn't stick with you, and then it probably is not the show you probably want to see, or probably continue. But if you do like that, and you like how the cliffhangers and stuff like that, this show has plenty of those, and has plenty of interesting moments. And I will say this... the main character does develop because he turns from an asshole into actually like a decent guy, but only after he's been literally brutalized over and over and over again. I'm just like, maybe I'm just...
He literally got the shit kicked out of him.
Yes.
Literally.
Yes. But that's ReZero. That's our thoughts on it. If you guys want, check out in about a week when we go over Mob Psycho 100. But otherwise,
or if you like this, go check out our other TV shows like Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Or movie reviews.
And if you do want a recommended...
Oh, wait. Have we done one for Hell or High Water?
Any case, guys...
we need to do that.
Yeah, we just saw that movie. But anyway, case, guys, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, if you want anime to check out, Steins Gate, Full Metal Alchemist, Brotherhood, or many others that we mentioned in this video. But otherwise, it's been, and of course, Mob Psycho. But this has been Greyshot 17.
And Greyshot 151 here.
And we will see you next time.
See you next time, guys.